I'm thrilled to be telling you a story behind the story for Who My Cheese because it means the audio program being complete and available for all to listen to, enjoy, and share with others. This is something I wanted to see happen to ever since I first heard Spencer Johnson tell his great cheese story years ago before we wrote a book or made manager together. I remember thinking then how good the story was and how helpful it would be to me from that moment on. Who Moved My Cheese, a story about change that takes place on the main, where four amusing characters look for cheese. Cheese being a metaphor for what we all have in life, whether it's a job, a relationship, money, a big house, freedom, health, recognition, spiritual peace, or even activities like jogging or a goal. Each of has their own idea what cheese is, and you pursue it because you believe it makes you happy. If you get it, you often become attached to it, and if you lose it or stick away, it can be traumatic. Now, maybe your story represents you spend time looking for what you want. It can be the organization you work in, the community you live in, or a relationship you have in your life. I tell you a cheese story that you're about to listen to in my talks around the world, and often learn later for people about what a difference it has made to them. Believe it or not, this little story has been credited with saving careers, marriages, and lives. One of the many real-life examples come from Charlie John, a well-respected broadcaster for NBC TV, who revealed that hearing the story Who Moved My Cheese saved his career. His job as broadcaster is unique, but the principle he learned can be used by anyone. Here's what happened. Charlie worked hard and done a great job as a broadcaster, tracking field events and arranging an early Olympic game. So he was surprised and upset when his boss told him he didn't know to showcase the event next to the Olympics and assigned to swimming and diving. Not knowing this sport as well, he was frustrated. He felt unappreciated and he became angry. He said he felt it wasn't fair. His anger began to affect everything he did. Then hear the story of Who Moved My Cheese. After that, he said he laughed at himself for his attitude. He realized his boss had just moved cheese, so he adopted him. He learned to turn new sport, and in the process found that doing something new made him feel young. He wasn't long before boss recognized his new attitude and energy, and soon got better assignment. He went on to enjoy more success than ever, and was later inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame Broadcasters Alley. That's just one of the many real-life stories I've heard about the impact story had on people, from their work life to their love life. I'm such a strong believer in the power of Who Moved My Cheese that I gave her a copy of an early publication edition to everyone. More than 200 people work with our company. Why? Because not every company that wants not only survival in the future, survival in the survival in the future, but stay competitive. Companies are constantly changed. They keep moving at cheese. While in the past made one of a loyal employee, today we need flexible people who are not possessive but the way things are done around here. And yet you should know, living in constant white water with change occurring all the time at work and life can be stressful. Unless people have a way of looking at change, they have some understanding. Enter the cheese story. When I told the people about story and then gave them a copy, You could almost feel release of negative energy beginning to occur. Person after person from every department and the way to thank me. I told him how helpful whom my cheese had been to them already, and seeing the change going on the company in different light. Believe me, this brief parable takes only a little time to listen to, but the impact can be profound. As you listen, you'll hear three sections in this program. In the first gathering, former classmates talk to casually about trying to deal with the change happening in their lives. The second section is the story of the whom might cheat, the core of this program. In the third section of discussion, people discuss what your story meant to them, how they were going to use their work and in their lives. Some listeners to this program prefer to start the end of the story without listening further and the true meaning to self. Others enjoy listening to this discussion follow because it stimulated thinking about how they might apply with their learn to their learn situation. In any case, I hope it's time to listen to whom might cheat. You'll find something new in for any, as I do, and it will help you deal with change and bring you success, whatever you desire success is for you. I hope you enjoy what you discover, and I wish you well. Remember, move with the trees. A gathering, Chicago. One sunny Sunday in Chicago, several former classmates who were good friends in school gathered for lunch, heading into high reunion the before. They wanted to hear more about what happened in each other's life. After a good deal of kidding and a good meal, we settled into interesting conversation. Angela, who was the most popular people in the class, said, "Life sure turned different than I thought it would be in school. A lot has changed." "It certainly had," Nathan echoed. They knew he had gone in family business, which operated pretty much the same, and they'd been part of a local community for as long as they could remember. So they were surprised when he seemed too concerned. He asked, "But have you noticed how we don't know change when things change?" Carol said, "I guess it is just changing because we are afraid of change." "Carol, you're captain of the football team," Jessica said. "I never saw a hero say anything about being afraid." They all laughed as they realized although they were also in different directions, from working at home, managing company, we all experienced similar feelings. Everyone is trying coffee unexpected changes were happening to them each year, and most many we did not know a good way to handle. Then Michael said, "I used to be afraid of change. When a big change came along in business, we didn't know what to do, so we didn't drive. We almost lost it." That is, he can continue, "until I heard the funny little story changed everything." "How so?" Nathan asked. "Well, this story changed the way I looked at change, from losing something to gaining something, and it showed me how to do it. After that, things quickly improved at work and in my life." At first, my noise in their view simplistic story because sounded like something a big town school. Then I realized really annoyed with myself, pronouncing obvious and doing what worse in things changed. When I realized the four characters in this story represented part of myself, I decided who I wanted to act like, and then I changed. Later, past the story of some people at company, they passed on to others, and some business did much better because most of them adopted change better. Like me, many people said it helped them in their personal life. However, there were a few people who said that nothing out of it. They either knew the lesson on their living room. Or more commonly, they thought they knew everything and didn't want to learn. They couldn't see why so many others benefiting from it. When one of a senior executive who is having difficulty adapting such a story waste of time, other people killed themselves. They knew each character who was in the story, meaning the one who learned nothing new and did not change. What's to the story? Angela asked. It's called Who Moved My Cheese? The girl laughed. I think I like your lady, Carol said. Will you tell a story? Maybe we can get something from it. Sure, Michael replied. I'll be happy to. It doesn't take long. And so he began. Once, long ago, in a land far away, there lived four characters who ran through a maze, looking for cheese to nourish them and make them happy. Two were mice named Sniff and Scurry, and two were little people, beings who were as small as mice, but who looked and acted a lot of people today. Their names were Ham and Hoa. Due to their small size, it would be easier not to notice what the four of them doing, but if you looked closely enough, you could discover the most amazing thing. Every day, the mice and the little people spent time in the maze looking for their own special cheese. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, possessing only a simple root and brain but good instinct, searched for the hard-nibbling cheese they liked, as mice often do. The two little people, Ham and Hoa, used their brains, filled with many beliefs, to search for the liberal kind of cheese with a capital C, which they believed would make them feel happy and successful. As different the mice and little people were, they shared something in common. Every morning, they each put on their jogging suit and running shoes, left their little home, and raced out into the maze, looking for their favorite cheese. The maze was a labyrinth of corridor chambers, some containing delicious cheese, but there were also dark corners and blind alleys leading nowhere. It was an easy place for anyone to get lost. However, for those who found their way, the maze held secrets that freedom and joy had better life. The mice, Sniff and Scurry, used the simple trial-error method to find cheese. They ran out one corridor, and if you proved them empty, they turned the run down another. They remember cards to have new areas. Sniff will smell out the general direction of a cheese using their great nose, and Scurry would build a hat. They got lost, it may expect, with often the wrong direction and often bumped to the wall. However, the two little people, Ham and Hoa, had very complex brains, with the leaves, emotions, the made life in the maze more complicated and challenging. They realized a more sophisticated method to find cheese, dependent on abilities they could learn from their past experience, or their ability was sometimes clouded by the way they looked at things. Eventually, in their own way, they all discovered what they were looking for. They each found their own kind of cheese one day at the end of one of the calendar in Cheese Station C. Every morning after that, the mice and the little people dressed in their running gear and headed over Cheese Station C. It was long before they each established their own routine. Sniff and Scurry continued to wake early every day and race through the maze, always following the same route. When they arrived at their destination, the mice took off their running shoes, tied them together, hung them around their neck, so they could leave quickly whenever needed them again, then enjoy the cheese. In the beginning, Ham and Hoa also raced toward Cheese Station C every morning to enjoy the taste new morsel that awaited them. But after a while, a different routine set in for the little people. Ham and Hoa awoke each day a little later, dressed a little slower, and walked to Cheese Station C. After all, they knew where the cheese was and how to get there. They had no idea where the cheese came from, who put it there. They just assumed. it would be there. As soon as Ham and Hoa arrived at cheese station C each morning, they settled them in the mess themselves at home. They hung up their jogging suit, put away their running shoes, and put on their slippers. They became very comfortable found the cheese. This is great, Ham said. This nut cheese here lasts forever. The little people felt happy and successful and thought they would are secure. It wasn't long before Ham and Hoa got the cheese they found at cheese station C as their cheese. It was such a large store of cheese that they eventually moved their home to be close to it and built a social life around it. To make themselves feel more home, Ham and Hoa decorated the walls same and even drew pictures of cheese around them, which made them smile. One read, "Having cheese makes you happy." Sometimes Ham and Hoa would take their friends by to see their pile of cheese station C, and pointed with pride, saying, "Very nice cheese, Ham." Sometimes they shared with their friends, and sometimes they didn't. "We deserve this cheese," Ham said. "We certainly had to walk along hard after they found it." He picked at some nice fresh peel and ate it. After all, Ham fell asleep as he did. Every night the little people would water home full of cheese, and every morning they confidently returned for more. This went on quite some time. After a while, Ham and Hoa confidence grew into the arrogant success. Soon they became so comfortable they didn't even notice what was happening. As time went on, Sniff and Scurry continued the routine. They arrived early each morning. Sniff scurried around cheese station C, inspecting the area to see there been any changes from the day before. Then would sit and nibble on the cheese. One morning, they arrived at cheese station C and discovered there was no cheese. They weren't surprised, since Sniff and Scurry noticed the supply of cheese getting smaller every day. They were prepared for the inevitable and knew instinctively what to do. They looked at each other, removed the running shoes they had together, hung convenient around their neck, put them on their feet, and laced them up. The mice did not overanalyze things. To the mind, the problem and the answer are both simple. The situation at cheese station C had changed, so Sniff and Scurry decided to change. They both looked out into the maze. Then Sniff lifted his nose, sniffed, and nodded to Scurry, who took off running into the maze, while Sniff followed as fast he could. They were quickly off in search of the new cheese. Later that same day, Ham and Hoa arrived at cheese station C. They had not been paying attention to the change taking place each day, so they took for granted their cheese would be there. They weren't prepared for what they found. "What? No cheese?" Ham yelled. He continued to yell, "No cheese? No cheese?" And so if you shouted louder enough, someone would pull back. "Who moved my cheese?" he hollered. Finally, he put his hands on his face turned red, and he screamed at the top of his voice, "It's not fair!